Hey, welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're going to go over where we went in 2021 and preview the 2022 travel season. So the first thing we want to talk a little bit about is just reviewing the 2021 camping season. Marie, what was the highlight of that season for you? What was your favorite place we went in 2021?
Swan Bay in Thousand Island was really exciting and new and longer. It was a longer trip.
Yeah, so that was a trip we took where we realized we needed a bigger camper, and Thousand Islands has so much to do and see, and of course it's right across the border, the seaway from Canada. So the next time we get up that way, hopefully we'll be able to get into Canada and you can check out Canada for the first time. But that resort was a lot of fun. We rented a pontoon boat, spent some time on the river or the seaway, and then we also toured an antique boat museum and a big old houseboat owned by the Bolt and McNally families.
And then Eagles Peak was fun with Callan. Callan enjoyed the water slides again.
Yeah, so we went to Eagles Peak once before with Callan when he was little, and we decided to go back there. It's close to our daughter and son-in-law's house, and of course Callan had a blast. Now he's older, so he was on the water slides quite a bit more, and they had hay rides and everything else. So if you have kids, that is a great place because there's tons of stuff to do for the kids. They had a petting zoo there with reptiles and all kinds of stuff. So they were good. What do you think about the state parks? We did French Creek, Locust Lake, Gifford Pinchot, and Laurel Hill. We did all four of those Pennsylvania state parks. What do you think of the state park?
I like the Gifford Pinchot one. That's the one that comes into my memory the most of the state parks.
Yeah, so Gifford Pinchot State Park it's a large park with a lake. They had some problems with their water systems, but that was after we had already been there this year. I think they probably have all that fixed now. Locust Lake was a state park that had the trail all the way around the lake you could bike on.
That was fun.
That was fun, but they were tight campsites, at least where we were at. I probably couldn't put the new camper in that campsite. We'd have to find a different place.
Callan enjoyed that one.
Callan really liked that part.
The bike riding, we went bike riding.
And then Laurel Hill, we did a little bit of kayaking on the lake out there, but it's close to the Flight 93 Memorial.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
So that park, we got to see the Flight 93 Memorial, and we enjoyed it. There's a lot to do out there too. A weekend just isn't enough, so at some point we probably have to get back out there. One of the state parks that I'd like to try to get to is Ohiopyle, where the Youghiogheny River starts. Really would like to get out there and see that. We were watching En Route with Chuck and Sherry, and there's a natural water slide there that looked dangerous, so naturally we're going to want to try that, so I'll have to put that in there. What did you think of Destin?
Beautiful vacation in Destin, Florida. I can see why many people like that. It's clean beaches and the water's warm, and there's not too many times when the waves are strong.
Yeah.
It's calm.
So we normally take a trip somewhere without the camper, and this year it was to Destin, Florida. We rented a house right on the Gulf of Mexico with a whole bunch of my daughter's friends and family and our friends. So that was a really nice time. It was crystal clear, perfect water. So that trip was nice. A little difficult to get there. There's very few direct flights into Destin, Florida. But I drove the truck down, and the rest of the folks flew. So we had some vehicles there. Some people drove, some flew. So that was helpful. But a really nice time in Destin, Florida.
That was a vacation. It wasn't really camping.
Right, that was a vacation, a travel vacation without the camper. So that was an interesting time, and the state parks were good. We also got up to New Hampshire to visit my mom's grave, and we stayed at the Field and Stream RV Park in New Hampshire. What did you think of that little park?
It was cute. It was nice.
It's only 8 miles from Milford, New Hampshire, so it was really close, and maybe 20 minutes from my brother's house. So if we're going up there either to visit my brother with the camper or to visit my mom's gravesite, that's the campground we're going to stay at. It's a small campground, but it's well taken care of, and very friendly people there. And of course, we also went to Elk Neck State Park.
Right.
So where is that?
In Northeast Maryland, right?
Yeah, it's Northeast Maryland. Now, years ago we had a house down there, and this was right across the Elk River from our property. And as a kid, I spent a lot of time at Elk Neck State Park. So very familiar with this place. We do like to go there. That was our second trip to Elk Neck, and we were in the exact same spot that we were the previous time. So we like that Northeast Loop in Elk Neck State Park. It is full hookups, and it is part of Maryland's state park system. And we always manage to go have a nice meal at Woody's when we're down there.
Yes.
Woody's is a crab house in Northeast Maryland, and the food's fantastic. It's a great atmosphere, so we like to do that. So now let's talk a little bit about what our plans are in 2022. So we'll start with January. Where are we headed in January, Marie?
Key West there's a trip planned.
So the last couple of years, it's been difficult to get down to Key West because of COVID. They finally started to open things back up, and we have a trip scheduled in January to head back down to Key West and kind of enjoy our island oasis. So we'll be going down there with the Colonel and his wife, and Karen and John, friends of ours. So that should be a great trip, and it'll kick off the season. Of course, it'll be cold up here in Pennsylvania, but very nice down there in Key West. So that'll be a good time. In February, we're just going to hang out at Three Rings Camp. We'll go up there. Marie likes to run in the snow, so if there's snow up on the mountain, we'll be able to do that. And then in March, we're going to pull camper out for the first time. Where are we going to go, Marie, the first time in March?
We're going to go to Cabela's and camp out in the parking lot.
Yeah, we're going to do a little lot docking up there, and you know, that'll be weather dependent. If it's still frozen, a lot of times in March we get heavy snows. If the weekend is warm and the snow melts and we can grab the camper, we're going to take it up to Cabela's parking lot. They do have a spot for RVs, and they also have a dump station up there. So we'll give that a try at Cabela's if the weather is worth it. And then in April, where are we headed?
To French Creek State Park.
So French Creek is maybe 25 minutes away, and that is normally our shakedown trip for the first season. So there are full hookups at our site at French Creek. So we'll run everything in the camper there, test everything, and make sure everything's working for the season. So we typically like to stay close by on that first trip in case something goes horribly wrong or we forgot things and have to go back and figure out where we stored them. So that'll be April. And then in May, we have a trip planned to a new state that we haven't been to. Which one is that?
Lum's Pond State Park in Delaware.
Yeah, so this is in Bear, Delaware. It's about a 2-hour ride from our house, and we haven't been camping in Delaware at all, so we want to try Lum's Pond State Park in Delaware. And that'll be our first time at a Delaware state park. And then big trip planned for the very end of May, beginning of June. Where am I taking the camper on that trip?
You're going to go on a journey with your dad to Key West.
Yeah, so we're going back to Key West, but this time we are going to pull the camper all the way down there. So it'll be the Captain and Colonel's Excellent Adventure. As we go down there, we're going to stop at North Carolina on the way down, and we're going to go all the way to Key West. So it'll be North Carolina, then we're going to stop in DeLand, Florida, and then Key West. And then on the way back, we're going to Fort Wilderness for a couple days to camp at Disney. And then we're going to hit a KOA in South Carolina on the way home. So we're going to get 3 states out of the way on that trip, and we're going to get to experience the Sugarloaf KOA down there in Florida Keys, and that campground has just recently reopened. It was devastated by Irma, and it took them quite a while to rebuild it. So I'm looking forward to that. Our sites are already booked, and we are right on the water down there. That's in June. So then in July, there's a potential for a trip. We haven't firmed up all the details, but where are we thinking of going?
Michigan, Mackinac Island.
Mackinac Island.
Mackinac, I'm sorry.
Mackinac is the city right before that island. We might be camping there and then, you know, going across to the island, because no cars or anything are allowed on Mackinac. But we don't have those plans completely firmed up yet, but that would be in the middle of July. We head out through Ohio, probably stop in Ohio, and then head on to Mackinac, maybe down to Indiana on the way home. So that'll be a neat trip. We just don't have that one in place yet. We're thinking about that one. And then at the end of July, very beginning of August, where we headed? Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge.
So Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, this is where Dollywood is, and it's also where Gatlinburg is. So we have reservations down there to KOA, a large family trip, but we'll be taking the camper. And we plan on hitting Dollywood and doing the Rocky Top Mountain Coaster and you know, Pirate Voyage Dinner Theater, those kinds of things. And then all the way down there, we're going to stop in Virginia, in Wytheville. And then on the way home, we're going to stop at Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. So again, that trip will knock 3 more states off of our map. So we're starting to knock down some of those states. That'll be a fun trip. So September, we'll get back to camping at local campgrounds in Pennsylvania, and I also think we might try to squeeze in a trip to New Jersey.
Okay.
I haven't been in Jersey, and there's a campground down there that has a really windy river for kayaking. So we might want to check that one out. I'm going to see if we can fit that into the schedule. So we might be able to get New Jersey on the list. One thing that you've noticed from our trips that we have planned in 2022 is they're longer, more extended trips rather than just weekend trips. What allowed us to do that, Mary?
The bigger camper.
Right, so the camper now has the capacity to sustain us for multiple days more than just weekends. So we're going to take advantage of that and start seeing more and more of the country as we get these opportunities presented to us. So with that, I think we have wrapped up our preliminary 2022 season. Of course, anything could change depending on what's going on, but as of right now, those are our travel plans. So we hope to bring you some great content from these new areas that we're headed to. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, it helps me out a lot. Also ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. And what else could they do, Marie, to help us out?
Give it a thumbs up.
So thumbs up will show appreciation for our videos, and it also lets a wider audience see them. So we'll be able to get more people involved with our videos and the channel. And for you folks, I'm going to right now put in our 2022 channel trailer so you can see the new intro video that we do for our videos. So it has the new camper in it and some minor changes, but you'll recognize it from the music that we always play when we start our video. So until the next time, thanks for watching. Go have some fun out there.